Good afternoon, everyone. Hello and welcome. This is our Deviant Daily, part of the Divergent Witch tier, normally made public right now because of a select few of from the Deviant Witch community. I can't talk right now, apparently. We are going to be working with Ask and It Is Given cards. Alrighty, ready. So yeah, just chill, just fun. We're going to be recording. We're recording this on April 16th, 2023. It's 1:30 p.m. here in Northern California. We're recording for April 17th, 2023, which is a Monday. And so, like normal and like natural, take some time to ground and center, to focus on your breathing, to just tune in with your present moment, present location, present atmosphere. Just be in the moment, focus on your vibe, be aware, and allow yourself to just enjoy the time that we're about to spend with one another. Well, hello, welcome back, Loretta. Good to see you. Hello. Uh, Thank you for being here. And when you're ready, call in your spirits, your guides, your allies, your ancestors. Call in all the good shit for your highest and best. Call that energy in, that vibration in, and allow it to impress upon you, allow it to inspire you, to motivate you, and to help you as we navigate this co-creative adventure. All right. So just be with that energy. I'm happy to be back. I feel good. Um, you know, I I enjoy doing the readings behind the scenes, not being present on camera, but I like it. It feels different. I like the vibe, and so I'm happy that I'm able to actually be back on camera and do all the things. So thank you. Thank you for letting me share with you. All right. So, when you're ready, go ahead and choose the first number that tugs at your dominant second trait, whatever that may be. One, two, or three. Well, hello, Claire. Welcome. Welcome. So one, two, or three, that first number that tugs at your dominant psychic trait, whatever that may be. So one, two, or three, go ahead and comment or write down. And if you're watching a recording of this later on, you can still participate. You can still comment. Feel free to share your thoughts. We're just going to be chill here. So share your thoughts, expressions, whatever you desire, or take notes and write down. You don't have to comment if you don't want to. One, two, or three. Again, you can comment or write down. It is your preference. So let us see. And remember, all three cards are part of our reading. This is a collective general reading, so the card choice just helps you personalize it a little more. It's like, okay, this card is like an emphasis of the vibration for my day, and the other cards are supporting, right? So just pay attention to that. So one, two, or three, comment or write down, and let's see. So card one. Life is always in motion, so I cannot be stuck. Interesting. Oh no, I forgot these are a little shiny, glossy. So life is always in motion, so I cannot be stuck. It is not possible to stand still or be stuck because energy, and therefore life, is always in motion. Things are always changing. The reason it may feel to you as if you are stuck is because while you are continuing to think the same thoughts, things are changing, but they are changing to the same thing over and over. That's interesting. What do you make of it? How does it make you feel? That's an interesting one to sort of like meditate on, contemplate on, right? So life is always in motion, so I cannot be stuck because energy is constantly shifting, constantly changing. So what does that say to you? How does it make you feel? But it's because my thoughts are my thoughts are the same. My thoughts are focused on the same things. And so it keeps clicking over, it keeps shifting, it keeps changing. But because my thoughts, my energy, my body, my mind, my spirit is focused. Oh, what are you confused about? Are you confused about the card or what? Because feel free to share because I can clear up anything I need to clear up. Absolutely. But because my thoughts, my mind, my body, my spirit, my actions, all of it, right? Because it is focused on the same things, that shift, that click over, I don't understand, I don't recognize because it's constantly going through the same thing. But if I understand that life is in movement, right? Energy is in movement always. And so if I understand, even if for a moment I start focusing my thoughts, my actions, my feelings, my mentality. If I start focusing on something different, something maybe aligned with what I actually want to experience, if I keep doing that, then eventually, when it clicks over, I will start to see, oh, it is changing. New experiences or new opportunities for growth are happening. I actually really like that. I've never really thought about it that way before. So life is always in motion, so I cannot be stuck. So if I feel like I'm in a rut, if I feel like I'm stuck, let's reverse engineer that. Why do I feel that way? What am I focused on? What am I invested in? What am I doing in my everyday life that energy, that action, that investment is saying, let's have this experience? What am I surrounding myself with? What is my routine? If it's all the same, well, we got our answer there. I'm not stuck. I'm just choosing things to keep investing into this moment. Let's get some more information. And well, it's not just, this is the thing. It's like, it's not just thinking, I don't think it's ever just thinking positive. It's more about thinking differently, because I feel like it's a little bit toxic to say, oh, if you just think positive, then things are going to change. It's not ever that easy. It's easy to express, but I feel like people don't ever explain all the other shit that has to happen. So, yes, thinking differently is a start. Thinking can lead to taking action, changing routine, shifting feelings. Therapy helps too, if we're able to, if we can afford that, right? If we're able to, and find the right therapist. Don't be scared to fire your therapist. All of it helps to understand and explore what we feel, why we feel, and how we can shift and change and do differently. So it really is not just about thinking positive. If I feel stuck, I have to explore why I feel stuck. What am I stuck in? And what thoughts am I thinking to create that? But also, it's not just our own thoughts. What thoughts am I connecting with? So it's like my community, the people around me, the beliefs around me, the lifestyles around me, the people and situations around me that feed me. Does that make sense? So there's so much that goes into it. But if we start somewhere, then and continue to follow through, we will get there eventually. We will start to see a shift in behavior, a shift in experience, a shift in opportunities, because everything is in motion. See, you get the show. Everything is in motion, so just take some time, you know. Card 2. I am becoming I am becoming consciously aware of my inner being. I am becoming consciously aware of my inner being. So we refer to that. Well, hello, Jade. Welcome. Fancy meeting you here. We're on card 2. Card 1 was life is always in motion, so I cannot be stuck, which is an interesting card. So after this, go back and listen to that first part. I'll probably summarize it as well. But again, so card 2, I am becoming consciously aware of my inner being. So we refer to that non-physical you as your inner being. I can't say being without thinking being. and it bothers me. Like every time I say being, I think bean. I can't help it. I just can't. It's just like it feels wrong. It feels weird. So we refer to that non-physical you as your inner being or your source. It is not important what you call that source of energy or life force, but it is important that you are consciously aware of when you are allowing a full connection to it and when you are restricting it in some way. What does that say to you? How does that make you feel? What pops up for you? I am becoming consciously aware of my inner being. 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 Close. I really like this because it's just I feel like we can all use more and more of being of awareness. Like if we are aware of when we are connected to that divine, that source energy, we are aware of how we feel. And so when we choose things from that source energy, when we're like connected, we're aligned, and we feel good. I'm like, yes, let's do this. When we're aware of that, we see the sort of like ripple of how that manifests. When we are not aware, when we are not conscious, when we are kind of going through the motions or in a fear-based situation, you know, and we're like, oh yeah, let's just choose this or let's get by with this. We understand, we see the difference, we feel the difference, we know the difference, and so it is really important for us to recognize that when I am in alignment with my sort of source, right? My essence, all that is with me, within me, around me, all of it, whatever. When I'm connected, how do I feel when I make choices? How do I feel when I engage? And then when I am not connected, or when I'm just kind of like down, unhappy maybe, and just like blah, and really not even thinking about that source, right? How do I feel when I make decisions then? This is good for us to be aware of. You know, and I'm not saying one is right or the other is wrong. It's just paying attention to how we feel, paying attention to these energies as we navigate our life. And so when we are aware, when we're connected to source and how we feel, we can reach for that energy when we want to start making decisions, informed decisions, aligned decisions, right? Super important. So it's like, oh, I recognize that I'm not really feeling it right now. I mean, I shouldn't be. I don't want to be making decisions right now because I understand that I'm not in the right space for it. Um, when I am able, I will choose to find ways to feel better and to get back to that source. I am becoming conscious of my inner being. And so when I am more and more conscious of that, I can call it forth, I can call it to me, and I can step into that space, and then I can make informed, educated decisions that feel better, that I can be like, yeah, I'm in alignment with that. I support that. Does that make sense? You say churning, I think of Loretta and the and her community. I'm like, do we? Anyways, because Loretta, you're still taxi for the Amish, right? I think of churning better. I don't know. Anyways, little things that you just pick up and retain. So I'm definitely noticing how I want to change. I realize now I didn't like how I used to be. Oh my gosh, I can resonate with that. I resonate with that a lot. Like I can look back and this is for me. Like I can look back on who I was, what I was, where I was, and I'm like, I don't like that person. I understand why that person was the way they were. I understand the pain, the trauma, the hurt, the fear of that person. So I know how that was built, right? I know that person. But I don't want to be that person. And moving forward, I am choosing, I've chosen to work through, to heal, to acknowledge, to be better, to be more open, to be loving, to be compassionate as best as I can. Not always, because sometimes bitch has to put the hoops down and we got to go. But I recognize like I don't like that person, and I know that person will forever be a part of me. And so I have to consciously choose to be, to find better ways to express my fear, my anger, my frustration, to be more, loving, inclusive, yada, yada, yada. So I totally see that. Not to make it about me. Card three. Card three. I must, you ready for this? I must be selfish enough to align with well being. I must be selfish enough to align with well being. So, if you are not selfish enough to deliberately align with the energy of your source, you have nothing to give anyway. Some worry that if they take too much of the pie, others will be left with nothing. While, in reality, the pie expands in proportion to the vibrational requests of all of you. Everyone has their own damn pie, y'all. Eat it up. Take it. It's yours. You are not taking from another person. When you think you are taking from someone else, you are limiting your view. You're projecting that onto them as well. Experience the life you want. Choose for yourself. It is important that you are selfish enough to choose you, to align with your desires, your wants, your needs, all of the good bits, right? What does that feel like to you? You're not taking away from anyone else. They can have their pie, they can have their desires. You focusing on you is not preventing someone else from focusing on themselves. You're not living their life for you. Thank you, I think. You're not living their, did I say that right? You're not living their lives for them, and they cannot live for you. So focus on you. Focus on what you're doing. Focus on that life, what you want. Focus on your pie, your slice, and know that it's always going to be there for you. All in all, what do you make of the week ahead? The week ahead, shit. Monday. We're talking about Monday, y'all. What do you make of Monday? Life is always in motion, so I cannot be stuck. I am becoming consciously aware of my inner being. I must be selfish enough to align with well being. What I really, really appreciate and love about this is that it's telling us like change is constant. Change is constant. None of us can escape change. It is like, it's just shit change. Shit changed. What? Shit changed. It did, just like that. But it's there. And the reason why we think nothing is changing is because we keep doing the same shit. We keep doing the same thing. We are choosing the same thing. And so it feels like nothing is actually shifting, but it is into the same thing. Get it? And so when we are aware that, oh, I can focus on what it feels like to feel good. I can focus on my needs. I can focus on my wants and my desires, and I can focus on aligning myself with my source energy and making choices and investments based on that space. And so I understand that life is always moving, and I do want differently. What does that look like for me? How can I think differently to facilitate the growth of these experiences, to make this happen? What can I take? How can I take action? How can I be assertive in a way that is going to be different, that is going to help me get to where I want to be? How can I, excuse me, how can I feel differently? What thoughts do I need to think? What things do I need to shift and change? What kinds of people do I need to surround myself with? What conversations do I need to have? Not the same things, because if I keep choosing the same things, I'm going to be in the same situation. So it's going to keep changing into the same thing. So I do need to do something a little different. And what does that look like for each and every one of us? What does it look like? How can we create this? It's time. It's time. And start with one thing. Like, what's the first thing that pops into your head? What do you want to change in your life right now? The first thing that pops into your head. Start with that. And just, how can I think about this in a different way? how do I currently think of, how do I currently view this? What do I currently feel about this? What is my life situation tell me about this? Cool. Data. I have it. How do I want to experience this? Is it different? Well, how can I view it to help me get there? What can I do in my life right now to shift the way I do things to get there? What can I incorporate right now in regards to beliefs and thoughts and emotions and everything to align with getting there? Different person. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, yeah, that's what's popping up for Monday, April 17th, 2023. And I actually really like it because it's really teaching us that, you know what? Me taking what I want, claiming what I want, living what I want is not taking from anyone else. It's showing people that they can do it as well. I choose my happiness. I choose finding it. So let's keep focusing on that change. Any last minute thoughts, questions, or concerns before I head out? And like always, thank you so much. I really do appreciate each and every one of you. And if you're watching the recording of this, feel free to engage. And like always, if you enjoy the work that I do and you want to help out, you're always more than welcome to tip via the links below if you're able to. If not, tell people about this experience. Tell people about the work that I do. Let them know that they can book a reading session with me if they and when they want. Share the videos. You know, that's great ways to help out when and where you can. But yeah, thank you so much. My voice is tired now, so I'm going to go get some water. And yeah, y'all have a blessed one. And I'll talk to you tomorrow. Absolutely, I will. Take care.